Ass Emails, where we answer your burning questions about a show that hasn't been on the air in like 15 years.
But Jeff,
Yeah,
it's on CBS Online now.
It's not. I've never heard of that. What the fuck are you talking about?
It's $5 to watch all your favorite bullshit, like Blue Bloods and Star Trek's Discovery Zone.
Is Blue Bloods the name of a real television series?
Yeah, it's like old people TV. It's like what my grandparents watch. It's stupid.
Wait, is Tom Selleck on that?
Yes.
Magnum PI, you've fallen.
I know, he's a blue blood now. It's about policemen and how tough their job is.
Nah, I'm Jeff.
I'm Josh.
And we're just a couple of Trek boys who love
Trek boy!
who love reading emails from you Trek boys.
Trek boy! I'm just gonna do Trek voice real fast from now on.
Trek boys!
Trek boy!
Let's answer some emails. What do you say?
Number 1 email, go.
Only one. We're doing one tonight, everybody.
It's a long one.
Our first email of the night is from Charles.
Charles,
who says, "Hey there, Jeff and Josh.
hi.
Thanks for reading my email on air a few weeks back. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Me and my wife got a kick out of you liking it. This time it may be a bit wordy, but I have a double pitch it or ditch it for you.
Uh-oh.
Pitch it or ditch it, baby.
We need a fucking theme song for this part.
On board the NX-01 Enterprise, the ship runs back into the Zarelians. Is that how that's pronounced?
Is that the weirdos who float inside of people and stuff?
Maybe. It's XYRILLIAN.
XYRILLIAN. Zarelians. Zarelian.
The ship runs back into the Zarelians.
They're the little, they're the people who, they're like little mutant people, like little lizard people, and it makes Trip pregnant.
Yeah.
Trip gets pregnant.
He mentions that Tucker got pregnant,
Yeah.
and he goes to meet his own grown daughter.
Oh boy. Is he alive? I don't think he's alive.
I don't know. Dr. Phlox is having fun socializing with the species, but while Tucker shows his daughter around the engine bay, an accident injures her.
Oh no.
Josh is watching the episode right now. Oh no!
Oh no, I got really sad.
Phlox takes her to sickbay, but lets the Zarelians in to care for her with their own medicines. After a few scans, Phlox discovers that their natural medicine grown on the ship is just a placebo.
What?
And when Trip's daughter gains consciousness, she asks Phlox to treat her. The Zarelians insist that they know best, and outside treatments would be impure and unnatural and all kinds of other alien nonsense.
Uh-huh.
And they attempt to take over sick bay.
What?
Phlox finishes the treatment, saying if they want to peddle false hope to the sick, they can do it without calling themselves doctors.
Nice. Good one, Phlox.
I like doctor episodes.
Doctor episodes are good. I feel like the Zarelians wouldn't be like this, because they're kind of like normal. Like, they're kind of like, just like regular people.
All aliens have stupid alien nonsense.
Like, they don't really, like, they're pretty, like, advanced, and they don't really, like, have a problem with things. So, like, I don't know if this would be a thing. But I do, if it...
Yeah,
I don't know.
It doesn't have
it could
to be them. I mean,
yeah, it could be somebody else. Yeah, I think it would work better.
Because I think this is like an anti-vaxxer.
Yes, yeah, I'm into that.
Oh,
so
shit, he says that. Yeah, Star Trek is a reflection of the times, so I think an episode about the anti-science, anti-vaxxer, all-natural movement is necessary for
Is
nowadays.
there not an episode like this? I feel like there is.
It sounds very familiar.
I feel like there's something like this. There's
But I mean, if there's not, then I think there should be, because Star Trek is a reflection of the times. There's always like a metaphor for a real-world problem in a science fiction setting.
Yeah.
And that is a real-ass problem.
Yeah, you gotta get vaccinated, because diseases, they don't give a fuck about whatever. Like, they'll just
diseases do not care about your political beliefs.
Yeah, they're just like, yeah, you're dead now.
And not only are you dead, or your child's dead, but, like, the virus then mutates, so the vaccination isn't even gonna work anymore.
Yeah, it's good. Just get vaccinated. Just do it, motherfuckers.
I wonder if that's how humanity is going to eventually be wiped out. Just like
Maybe.
viruses.
Maybe. That would be a bad one.
Yeah,
That's
that
a
would
bad
be
one.
a very bad one.
We're so good at medicine, though. Like, it's tough to think. Like, I feel like we've reached a point, as long as, like, we don't fuck ourselves over with, like, nuclear weapons, where, like, medicine can, like, keep up with that pretty well now, you know?
Dude.
Like, even Ebola is, like, pretty manageable.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. That's crazy.
Dude, I hate to say, like, I hate to be this person, right? But, like, the idea that we figure out what causes cancer is actually a little terrifying to me.
Well, we need to be able to leave.
Because that's the first step towards curing it, which is the absolute perfect reason to be searching for that. But we
Right.
also live in a world where everything is weaponized.
Right.
And weaponized cancer is one of the most terrifying ideas I could
That's like
possibly think of.
that's like fucking yeah, it's like Walking Dead or like whatever, you know, like a Resident Evil, you
Yeah,
know?
like the T virus. and
Yeah, the
shit,
T
yeah.
virus and shit. Yeah, man. We need to like be able to like go places that aren't Earth before we start like curing death.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to live on this planet with all these fucking people forever.
It is like being obliterated year by year anyway, so.
Yeah. 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 We are the virus. That's my
humanity
Star
is
Trek.
the true virus.
A virus, Mr. Anderson.
Next is a Voyager Pitch It or Ditch It by Charles.
Ditch it.
It might be one of the 10 good ones. You don't know.
Okay, well, listen. I'm sorry, Charles.
The Doctor discovers that by rerouting a few systems, he can interface directly with the holosuite, meaning the ship wouldn't spend the energy to create holograms, and giving him something to do as opposed to just being turned off. The Doctor starts being summoned to sickbay in his holodeck clothes, powdered wigs one day, samurai armor the next, and even old Starfleet outfits. Spending all of his time there and not noticing the debilitating symptoms popping up in the crew, things go south. Mutations start popping up, and Kess loses control of the situation.
Oh, Cass is here?
I guess this is an early one.
Okay.
The Doctor realizes what's happening in time to synthesize the vaccine, but too little, too late. Captain Janeway removes his direct connection to the holodeck and gives him a formal reprimand in his record, treating him like she would any other crewman.
Oh, no, he got yelled at.
This is a Barclay episode, just with the Doctor instead.
This is a Barclay episode. That's right. Yeah.
Fuck it. I would rather have a Barclay episode on Voyager than
Yeah.
anyone on the Voyager cast episode.
That's a better plot to like most Voyager episodes, so I'm gonna pitch that one.
I will pitch that one.
Yeah.
Hope you like the pitches and ditches, and keep on recording.
Keep on recording the show that we're doing right now.
Thank you for that email, Charles. I hope you and your wife got a kick out of us reading it again.
I love you.
Wow, you just met this man.
I fell in love with his words.
Okay, I understand.
I was there. It was like I was there.
You were there.
I was there. I was into it.
Our next email is from Sean, but not Sean Dupree.
All right, here's the thing, everybody's parents. Stop naming everyone the same name.
Hey, there's 3 Jeffs in your stream, so...
I won't stop streaming until I have 1 million Jeffs in my stream.
All the Jeffs in the world. He's gone mad with Jeff power.
Jeffs!
Skeletor?
It's me, Skeletor!
He-Man!
Hey, man, I'll drink your ass like wine. That's a reference maybe 3 people will get.
No one. I wonder how these Trek boys are going to get themselves out of this one. Cue General Lee honk. No, it's...
Same fucking
I have to
southern
know
ass
that
shit.
because I live in the South. If I don't know that,
Yeah.
they will shoot me with the myriad guns that surround me at all times. Hey, Jeff, Josh, I'm going to cut straight to the meat of this email. Do you remember that one episode of Voyager where the hologram doctor is temporarily in command of the ship and has something like the equivalent of fleet commander or some shit as his ranking? He had like
Yeah.
10 pips on his collar or something.
Yeah.
How much of a slap in the face is that to the first female captain we see on televised Trek things?
Oh, I think that, like, I mean, I think that's the joke, right? Is that he's like an egomaniac. So like,
Yeah, I think that's a joke more than it is like he's
Yeah.
a dude, so he gets the ranks.
yeah, no, there is like, I mean, there is like fleet commander, but like, they're not like, I don't know.
I feel like
there's,
Janeway
one of them.
made out a little bit better being the first female captain than like Cisco did having to go half his series being a commander.
I know, that's the worst one.
Yeah.
That's the shitty one.
That's the one that really always pisses me off to think about.
Yeah, it's like, why didn't you just make him a captain? Like, why didn't you just make him that?
I
Like,
don't know. I'm sure they have some bullshit behind the scenes reason, but we know why they didn't make him a
yeah,
captain.
the flyovers would have gotten mad about it.
Yeah.
Obama, a president? I mean, captain?
Anyway, on to the fan favorite Sean Dupree's Pitch It or Ditch It.
Which isn't you. You're the other
He's
Sean.
the other Sean.
Let me write this down. This is
And
complicated.
he put like a copyright mark, a registration mark, and a TM at the end of Pitch It or
Damn.
Ditch It. So Boston Sean Dupree has this shit on lock.
Dude's getting paid every time we say it.
Pitch It or Ditch It. On the Voyager series, what if there was a Twilight Zone
Ditch
type
it.
episode?
Oh, sorry,
What is
go
with
ahead.
you people in Voyager? That show sucks.
Pick a different, better show. There's 4 better ones.
On the Voyager series, what if there was a Twilight Zone type episode where the Doctor, using his mobile holographic emitter and the various bullshit that thing does, and he slowly starts replacing members of the crew with holograms of themselves. No one notices until someone passes through a hologram version of, let's say, Tom Paris, causing massive panic aboard the ship in a kind
Yeah,
of
that would
body
be like
snatcher
a-
way.
That would be a shut the computer down type of situation.
We can't shut the computer down, Captain. It's not responding.
Oh, shit. Fly us into a sun. Because we're on Voyager.
I don't really have an end to it. I just want to see what kind of shit that could cause.
I think that would freak them out hard. Because, like, the captain's already weird about him being on all the time, because you're not supposed to leave him on.
No, that's why he developed a personality the way he
Right.
did.
It's like the droids in Star Wars. You gotta, like, delete them every now and then they go back to normal. But, like, after Voyager, like, in the canon of STO, like, there are photonics, so, like, they get rights and shit.
Oh, yeah. As they should.
Which they kind of, like, allude to in Voyager anyway, where, like, there's all the, like, the old Mark 1 emergency holographic medical people, and they're, like, in a mine,
oh,
and they're,
yeah.
like, and they, like, read his story, and they, like, get inspired by it, which is kind of neat.
Yeah, that's one of the 10 good ones.
But if he started, like, replacing people, like, that would be a major problem. What is he doing with them?
I don't know.
What's he-
Like, this makes him out to be, like, some sort of a murderer, I think, which isn't really
Yeah.
the Doctor's style.
Yeah, he's not programmed to kill people. I mean, he's a doctor.
He's programmed to
Like-
do the exact opposite of kill people.
Yeah. He's a dickwad, but he's like a goofy asshole.
Yeah.
Like he's not I don't know. It's a great I like that concept though that he
Maybe he's taken over by some sort of, like,
yeah.
AI or something.
Sure, like something happens it like his mobile emitter interfaces with like an alien thing or something and it makes him, you know, maybe they're like photonics also or something, you know what I mean?
I bet in the future of STO, androids still don't have shit for rights besides Data.
I don't think
Well,
there are
Data's
too
dead
many.
anyway. It's his B4.
No, he's
now.
back. He's back.
He's back?
He's Data.
B4
Because Data
becomes
downloads
Data?
his brain. Yeah, because Data puts his brain in B4's head. Remember?
Kind of fucked up, actually.
It's like Spock. It's like the same thing as Spock.
I know. It's still kind of fucked up, though. B4 doesn't get to have a life just because he's
No,
dumb.
fuck B4. Fuck B4.
He's just dumb. You can't just replace his brain because he's dumb.
Fuck. Maybe he's like Super Piccolo. Maybe he's like Piccolo and
Kami.
Kami.
Yeah, when
maybe,
they put the fuse together. It's
They
Piccolo,
fuse together.
Nail, and Kami. fused
Nail.
together.
That's the other one. Yeah.
Nail was cool because he was like calm Piccolo.
Yeah, he was like dope Piccolo. Piccolo's like, Piccolo! That's my Piccolo impression.
That was really good. This is as good as your Goldor impression.
Rangers!
I just like that impression. Anyway, keep on.
me?
Oh no. Anyway,
Go away,
keep
guy.
on doing the good work.
Keep on recording more questions later. We're going to ask more.
P.S. I'm totally in that falls asleep to Futurama club.
Yes! Finally, more.
It did that shit all the time when it was on Adult Swim / Comedy Central / Netflix, and now Hulu.
Yeah, I know. You gotta get Hulu. I gotta get my Hulu back. I got rid of it, and
I got rid of
dumb.
it because I barely ever use it.
I never used it, but now Futurama's there, so like that's worth like whatever it is a month now.
I started watching Ash vs. Evil Dead. Have you
Yo,
watched
that show's pretty good. Yeah,
it's pretty good. I'm on
it's
episode
really
3
fucking
now.
funny. It's really funny. It's crazy.
The shit's not gone crazy yet, but it is really funny.
What's great about it is like it just doesn't give a shit, and that's great because it's just like we're doing this now, and then there's like it's just nuts. Like it's nuts.
I can't wait.
It's good. It's a good show. No yawning.
I thought you were gonna keep talking. Fuck.
You blew it. Now they know we're recording this late at night.
We talk about that all the time, don't we?
They didn't know.
Our next email comes from Wilmer, who says, "Hello, my handsomest Trek boys."
Wilmer from
That 70s show? Wilmer Valderrama?
It's gotta be.
It's him.
Thanks, Wilmer.
I don't know
you
if we
on
say
stuff.
last names on here, because his last name is actually in here, and it's not Valderrama.
Oh, well, that's a lie. It's him.
It's him. It's really him. Also, Trek boys!
Trek boys!
I've been a longtime follower of the Josh Tenuverse,
Oh,
and a
boy.
medium-time fan of Star Trek, and a new-time fan of Jeff.
Nice.
Super glad to see that you also have a Kamen Rider podcast, as I really enjoy the original series, or at least what I've seen before a family member knocked over my external HD, which had my totally legal copies of Kamen Rider on it.
Interesting you would add that in there. Totally legal.
Thank you so much, though. I'm glad that you're a fan, and I'm glad you
I
like
don't
my
know
other
anything-
podcast.
I don't know anything about it except for they drive like bug motorcycles.
Most of them just drive regular motorcycles.
Oh,
But-
well then they're dumb.
There is one that drives a bug motorcycle that is alive.
The motorcycle's alive?
Yes.
That's pretty cool. I like him.
His name is Kamen Rider Black.
Yeah, I saw you drawing him once.
Yes. I'm an artist, everybody. And Josh, keep up the great work in everything you do. You've brought me hours of hilarity, and I appreciate that.
Thank you. I'm glad that you enjoy everything that me and Jeff do. It's very nice to hear that.
Yeah, it makes it all worthwhile.
Yeah. Send money.
Give me your money. I originally started watching Star Trek in high school when I discovered that my local My TV Jacks channel would show TOS on Saturday evenings, as well as other old sci-fi shows right before
Nice.
the Svengali horror movie. Svengoolie horror movie.
Nice. Nice.
And since then I've been
That
a
sounds
fan.
great. That sounds like a really great like channel. I love
Yeah,
that
that
shit.
sounds
I love that
awesome.
shit. I love that.
Sadly, I haven't been able to watch the whole of Star Trek, but you boys are pushing me to do it. I've already totally legally obtained copies of TOS and TNG, and they're ready to
There's-
go.
There's that again. That's interesting.
It's weird that he keeps pointing out that it's totally legal.
Yeah, why? I mean, you would assume it was. I mean, I don't. I don't know why. I don't know. Whatever.
Anyways, you said that they include that because you said it. Why do they keep including it when they know I'm the one that reads the emails now? Anyway, I've made sure to catch up with the entire podcast to be able to ask this.
Oh shit.
I know that teleporters can completely map all of your atoms and send them to wherever they're being teleported, but how does it deal with the bacteria in and on your body? As I'm sure
gets
you
rid
guys
of it.
know, bacteria are everywhere, and not all bacteria are bad.
Oh, you mean? Oh, yeah.
We have an entire bacterial flora both on our skin and gut, which helps us in digestion, vitamin production,
Yeah.
and even protection from other more harmful bacteria. Would a teleporter have to account for all these species living on us? What about the harmful bacteria? Bacteria
Yeah.
provide a level of DNA expression regulation. So would the teleporter have to analyze which bacteria interact with us in a beneficial way and get rid of the bad bacteria?
Yeah.
Would this mean that bacterial infections could be gotten rid of using similar technology?
Yes.
Yeah. You're absolutely right.
They
talk
right?
about that all the time. Like,
Yeah.
they can get rid of diseases by running someone through a teleporter.
Yeah, it's like it's real simple. Like you just do it that way. Also, like if a teleporter can map every, which is as far as we know impossible to do, just because of like electrons can't be mapped. Like you don't know where an electron is in an atom or in an atom.
Atomically, a human being could be mapped theoretically. I was reading about this. Theoretically, a human being could be mapped. But the amount of data that would be required to map the atomic structure of a human being is so unbelievably vast that we aren't even within 1/1 billionth.
Yeah, it would be like a computer like the size of like the half the like universe, or it's like some crazy fucking. It's like insane, like, but like. You figure you have a computer that can just do that. Like, why wouldn't it just also map like a single-celled organism? You know, like that's easy to do.
There's a term for that as well, like the filter.
The Heisenberg compensator.
Yes,
that's what maps the. So the Heisenberg uncertainty principles states that, in an atom. Because atoms, like electrons in an atom, don't orbit like we learned. That's bullshit.
No,
what happens is
they don't orbit gravitationally in the same way that planets orbit around the sun.
They pop in and out of points around the atom. So like, you never know where it's going to be, and we don't know why it does that yet. Like we don't know. That's like quantum physics. Like we don't know why it does that yet. If you can figure out why it does that, you'll be the most famous human being that's ever lived.
Oh yeah, they'll definitely name the technology after you. It won't be the Heisenberg filter anymore. It'll be the Wilmer filter.
You just invented like quantum fucking physics, like in like the next level. Like that's like the next thing, right? That's the next like frontier. Is like how does that shit work?
They talk about that in several TOS episodes even. Like, they talk about it a lot in TNG because, you know, somebody ends up on board and they have some sort of, like, space madness or whatever, and they're like, well, why didn't the bacteria scrubbers get rid of it or whatever?
Right.
And...
space madness. I like space!
But... It's like, been around since teleportation... was perfected, like transporters
Emory
were
Erickson
created with this function in mind.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you could be beaming things up from the surface of planets or something that could completely contaminate your entire ship.
Well, yeah, that's why in Enterprise they don't use the transporter that they have for people in the beginning of the show because they don't want to do it because they're like, fuck that. So they go down everywhere in a shuttle, like in Star Wars how they do it. But when they come back, they have to go into the decontamination room, and like they have to sit in there for a while.
They have to go in the decontamination room and then sexily rub blue shit all over each other.
Yeah, they have to turn the lights down real low, and then like, fucking like
Kenny G starts playing over the speakers in there.
I was gonna say like Careless Whisper starts playing, and then T'Pol's like in a Pon-farr. She gets the Pon-farr disease
automatically as soon as she enters the room every time.
She wants to fuck. Because it's a CW show.
Of course. Sorry if this question is a bit off the beaten path, but after almost 4 years of undergrad bio, I end up relating it to everything.
No, it's great. I love this stuff.
Yeah,
I love this,
the sciences track.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, there is a definite ability to differentiate between the types of bacteria on a human being and inside of a human being.
Yeah, it would just know. It would just be a part of its function.
Our next email is from Yakub. Who says, salutations.
Greetings.
Greetings and salutations. I caught up with all the episodes of the current collection, partially because of your ruse. You Trek scamps, you! Shakes fist.
We didn't even talk about the April Fool's joke.
we got a lot of people with that joke.
It's great. I love it. I'm glad we did it because I didn't want to do that episode.
Yeah. Like neither of us wanted to watch the episode, and also Josh is still trying to like get me real heavy into Enterprise.
Yeah, I don't need us watching like the shittiest episode. It sucks. I don't even watch that episode when I watch it. I'm like, fucking skip this one.
I just didn't I wanted the bad episodes collection to be over, and like it was the last one we were gonna have to do, and I was like, fuck it, April Fool's is coming up. Let's just use that as an excuse.
Yeah, so next time, don't make us watch bad episodes, and especially don't make us do it near April Fools.
It's really, you set yourself up.
Yeah, it's your fault.
You set up the bad episodes collection sometime during a year that had April Fools in it. So
maybe wait till it's done.
I struggled to get through Prophet and Lace. It felt like I was watching an American family sitcom instead of a thought-provoking sci-fi show. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's because it's a really bad sitcom-y episode.
The Ferengi characters felt like Muppet caricatures of an alien family. They really are. And like,
well, they are anyway, right?
There's some sort of a weird running gag in that episode about Rom being gay, I guess.
Oh, is there? I don't remember that.
Like, he just knows a lot about being a woman, and everyone keeps looking at him
like he's
weird.
effeminate.
Like,
yeah.
This is the future, man.
Yeah, they wouldn't care. Maybe, but like that's the thing though, like because they're Ferengi and they're super sexist, right? Like, because Ferengi are typically really sexist. So maybe that,
but I think it makes sense on that level, but it still has no place in a Star Trek.
But I think even Lita looks at him like, what? And it's like,
and she grew up on a planet where the sexes are 100% equal and always have been.
Why would she care? Like, why would? Yeah, it wouldn't even. She'd be like, whatever.
I also don't understand why they didn't just show Nilva women in the workforce. The station is full of examples. That would totally negate the need for the whole sex change plot, but Quark could still learn a lesson about equality and workplace behavior.
Yeah, he had to get a sex change.
But then you don't get a funny scene where a guy tries to rape her.
Cue audience laughter. I'm not going to edit it in, but just picture it.
I'm not uncomfortable at all.
It's funny because they're aliens and they're not people. It's like, I know it's a bad episode. It's a bad one.
Threshold. Ditch it. What can be said about an episode that doesn't have any consequences?
Yeah.
I hate that they just healed the lizards back into humans during a cut. They just found them, and then bada bing, bada cut, Tom Paris is back to his sad self.
Oh, by the way, you're humans again.
There was some potential, I guess, to make the mutation plot into a half-season-long thread so that they're slowly changed back, and the rest of the crew has to pick up the responsibilities of the captain and the white guy?
That's what they would do, like, now. That's, like, what they do in Discovery, where they run with, like, a thing. And that doesn't always work either. Like, you can't just be like, you can't write yourself into like a season-long corner, right? Like,
well, the thing is, you can write like a plot that goes on a half season from a single episode idea, but not this one.
Well, exactly. That's my point. Yeah, like it needs to be better and it needs to be thought out. Like, what would they do? Just live in sickbay as catfish? Like, what would happen? Like,
also, Tom Paris is not just the white guy; he's also the pilot for some reason.
He's also the sassy white guy, which that's the best kind of white guy.
Like, he's the pilot for some reason, even though he was a criminal and now he's an ensign.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I hate him.
I didn't mind Terra Nova's concept. I'm not going to understand anything you're about to say, by the way. I didn't watch it.
Oh, I got it.
But all the exposition gymnastics are ridiculous padding. First, they try to convince the Novans to give their officer back. Then they try to heal them. Then to make them remember their predecessors. Then to relocate them. Just reshoot the episode so that the Novans are werepangolins. Also, why are the color-coded shoulder pad ribbon whatever misaligned on every crew member?
Oh, I never noticed that.
The left one is never on the same level as the right one. It makes it look like the zipper technology didn't advance past the 90s, and there's no way to zip it up wrong. A thing you guys made me pay attention to in Trek is the suits and how they subtly change between movies or series.
Yeah.
The suits in this episode look like knockoffs. There's little attention to detail.
Yeah, they're not the best uniforms. I like the idea of the Enterprise uniform, that they're still kind of NASA-like, right?
Yeah.
Like they're old, like they're still like space explorers, so like they need like a jumpsuit type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they don't have like uniforms, so to speak, because they're not the Federation yet. So like, I like that. But they look bad now.
I don't really like their uniforms that much.
The colors are bad. Like, I could go with a darker blue.
Yeah.
Like a more navy blue would work better, I think. Maybe a gray or something would be really good.
The blue is like they use a filter on all the episodes where everything kind of looks blue anyway.
Yeah.
So nobody stands out.
Yeah, it's I don't know. They're not the best, but like I do like that they're not so close to like Star Trek where you're like, oh, well, this feels too much like that. You know what I mean? I think it would have been worse to have been like, oh, it's like TOS, because like that wouldn't make sense. You know,
they
it's
used
like
the Wrath of Khan uniform for like 100 years, though.
Oh yeah, they use that shit forever. Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of Starfleet uniforms that are like don't utilize the 3-color setup very heavily.
Yeah, I like the 3-color setup. I think it makes perfect sense.
Like they do use that setup, but it's just this little thin stripes on the shoulders.
Yeah,
I like the DS9 uniforms with the gray padded shoulders, but I mean they do have a really big neck collar that's in one of the 3 colors.
Yeah, I'm cool with like the gray. I think the gray looks the best, honestly.
I think
they have the collar.
The second uniform with the collar is the best uniform in Trek history.
The best one is Captain Picard's fuck it smoking jacket. Where he's like, I'm not wearing the uniform, #1. Fuck it.
He's wearing a gray version of the uniform with nothing on it that's made out of like, it's like a sweater, and then he just has a suede jacket on top of it.
It's just a fucking like velour coat that he wears. It's like fancy as shit.
Anyway.
#1, replicate me another velour coat.
So comfy.
I love it.
Anyway, here's a collection suggestion. The same, but better, or redeeming episodes.
Oh my god, okay. Those are 2 very good ones.
This collection allows the show to speak for itself. For each The Child, there's dozens of very well written and structured episodes. Some of them might have a similar plot, and maybe it's done better. I recently watched The Schizoid Man from TNG Season 2.
Oh, yeah.
It's a similar premise to the Spock's Brain episode of TOS. The main plot of the episode is that an away team is sent to tend to a sick, eccentric man who they soon find out is Data's grandpa. The man then uploads himself into Data so he can live on an android body and suppresses Data's personality. I suppose you'd present the episodes in pairs in order to compare them. They don't really have to be compared against the worst episodes. I'm sure there are episodes of similar themes, but because of the time they were created or the creator's influences may just not be as good as some of the other examples from the series.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That is a good one. We'll put that into consideration.
Yeah, that would require us to think a little bit, and we're dumb.
2 of the dumbest boys in the galaxy.
Dumb boys!
Dumb boys! Yours, slimiest in the galaxy, Yakub.
The slimiest email in the galaxy.
Our next email is from the legend himself.
Oh, shit.
Boston Sean Dupree.
Oh, my God. He's graced us again with his presence.
To all my Trek boys out there.
Trek boys.
Trek boys. Big fan of Ferengi here. I'm watching through DS9 and I find myself nodding along with Quark. Not so much here, though.
Oh, no. Don't.
Not so much in Profit and Lace, is what he's saying. Also, like, what is up with big fan of blank here? Like, a lot of people are starting to write emails in that say that.
Big fan of blank?
Like, big fan of Ferengi here. Big fan of Cowboy Worf here. Like, just a lot of...
I love it. I love it. Keep saying it. I want to know what people like. Big fan of Cowboy Worf. That's the only episode I'll watch.
So I've decided to put the 2 of you to the task to determine who is the better Trek boy.
Oh, God.
Cue that TOS fight to the death theme. Bum, 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 bum. I call this... I thought that was going to be... Ba-na-na-na-na-na, ba-na-na-na.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm doing the totally wrong thing.
I call this game Trivia Time.
Oh god, another game. Shit, fuck.
Fuck, I hate games. I hate video
Goddamn.
games.
Now I gotta try and think and stuff. Fuck.
Question 1. Who was the only actress to perform in all Star Trek series before her death in 2008?
Majel Barrett.
Majel Barrett.
That's the easy one. We both knew that one.
He has these like marked out, but not like all the way, so you could still kind of see the answers. And I'm trying my hardest not to look at them.
Oh, well, that's fine. I don't mean, whatever.
In DS9, what is the theme that the runabouts are named after, Josh? I know this one.
Oh, rivers.
Yes,
Oh, it's
Earth Rivers.
Yeah, Earth Rivers.
Can you name 3 of them?
The Yangtze,
Rio Grande.
Rio Grande, and the fuck. Oh, fuck.
Isn't there a Danube?
Danube, maybe? I don't know. There's only ever like 5 that they ever
Yeah,
talk about.
he's got them all listed. Danube, Gander, Ganges,
Ganges,
Mekong,
the
Orinoco,
Mekong.
Rio Grande.
The Warren Coco. That's in like one episode.
Yeah. Rubicon, Shenandoah,
Rubicon.
Volga, Yangtze, Kiang,
Yeah,
and
Yangtze,
Yukon.
Oh, the Yukon. Yeah.
What was Captain Kirk's son's name? David Marcus.
James Kirk second.
David Marcus. Hey, I was right. How many wives did Dr. Phlox have? 2, right?
3.
3?
Yes.
Oh, you're right.
3.
3.
3 wives. Diesel is the real horny one. She like wants Trip.
This is all you. 7 of 9's birth name.
I know the ship is the Raven. What is her name? It's like something weird. It's like Moanica or something. It's like something weird.
You were right with Nika part of that.
Yeah, it's like Danica Patrick. It's like something like that.
It is actually.
I can hear it. I can hear her like dad saying it. Shit, hold
Annika
on.
Hansen.
Annika Hansen. Fuck.
Yeah.
Shit, Annika Hansen.
While we're on the topic of Borg names, Geordi and the Enterprise befriend a Borg. What name do they give him?
Hugh.
Yep.
Yeah.
What does Qapla' roughly translate to?
I love you very much.
Qapla' is success in battle.
Yeah, it's like good fighting.
Yeah, good luck or success.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure it's success in battle.
Yeah, I think it's mostly because that's what they always do, right?
How many marriages has Lwaxana had?
Oh my god, it's like 60?
I think it's 4?
I want to say like 5. Counting Odo.
It's 4.
Counting Odo, though? She marries Odo for like 2 seconds.
I don't know. Because she's had like 2 at the beginning of TNG.
Yeah, Troy's dad. Then like that weird guy who dies.
Yeah. I think that's
From
3,
being old.
and then Odo's 4.
Yeah, okay, so it probably is 4. Maybe she doesn't marry Odo. Maybe like I forget. Maybe she like calls it off at the end or something. Or he's like,
I don't remember.
she's like, because she's married to that guy who wants to take that baby.
Yes. Who is
So she probably does
who's
it.
played by Kang.
Oh yeah.
Who, interestingly enough, he looks like Mr. Freeze when he plays that guy, and he also
Yeah, he
voiced Mr.
does.
Freeze in Batman the
And the
Animated
cartoon.
Series.
I love that show.
There's your John Larroquette fun fact of the week.
Oh, how interesting.
The toughest question, worth double Quatloos.
Quatloos! Will she know?
What does PAD stand for?
Personal.
I think it's portable.
Is it portable?
Portable something data.
Dictation data device? Yeah. I don't know.
We both got it wrong. It's portable auxiliary data display.
I wasn't gonna get that. It could have been any acronym-ish thing.
I think that makes you the Alpha Trek boy, since you didn't know 7 of 9's birth name. We got the exact same
got
amount of
it
questions
close.
right.
Yeah, we're
Actually,
equal.
did you know Kirk's son's name?
I didn't remember it.
It looks like Jeff is the Alpha Trek boy. I'm the memory alpha.
I wanted to say like David Duke. I was like, David Duke? That's what, like the first thing I thought, but like that was like David Duke's like a Nazi. So.
Yeah, and that is definitely not his son. His son just
It's
gets
not
stabbed
his
to
son.
death by a Klingon.
Yeah, they had to get rid of him. He can't be in these anymore. He's complicating the plot.
He's got to go be in really shitty, low-budget B movies for the rest of his
What
life.
is he in? Is he in like?
He's in a movie they did on Best of the Worst.
Is he in Abyss? Is he in that movie?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I know
That movie's
he
too
was
good.
in fucking the booby trap movie. I can't remember.
Oh god, yeah.
Our next email is from Rob, who says, "Hello, gents.
Hello, greetings, gents.
First, a question that I'm too lazy to Google. Why does
Okay.
Quark not wear the back of the neck lampshade that most other Ferengi wear? Is he a rebel? Is every other Ferengi ashamed of the backs of their necks? Are they hiding their second dicks under there?"
I think that they were just like, don't wear it anymore, like because it's like stupid. Like that's the thing I think they did early
Rom
on
wears
to like.
it for a while, and then he doesn't.
Yeah, he
anymore.
does. He wears it still when he's like a Bajoran militia
yeah,
guy.
he still wears it forever, I think. I think it
Yeah.
was they wanted him to stand out at a distance.
Yeah, he's different, right?
like
yeah.
because the makeup makes it difficult to tell facial features from a distance, so he doesn't wear
Right.
the back piece when everyone else does to differentiate him.
Yeah, it's a thing they did in TNG, and I just think that they were like, we don't need to do this anymore. Like we don't.
They all still wear it in DS9 besides Quark.
Yeah, he probably Armin Shimmerman probably was like, I don't want to wear this thing.
Also, here's an idea for the next collection: the Chewing the Scenery to Bits collection.
Oh my god.
Shatner, John Delancey, and Avery Brooks are auto includes.
Oh yes.
I think it would make for some good conversation, or maybe not. I'm no expert.
I love John Delancey, so
yeah,
fuck
I
it.
love all three of them. So
Yeah.
at least their performances. Shatner's
Right.
actually kind of a prick, but
He's an old douchebag.
keep it on, Trek boys. Raw.
Keep on sending us emails, please. We love to read them.
Our next email is from Paul Grosso,
Oh yeah.
who says, "Oh hey Trek buds,
Hey, hello, hi,
hey."
hey, hi, hi. Oh,
It's been a while since I shot an email your way, and I wanted to start off by thanking you guys again for continuing one of my favorite podcasts of all time. Seriously, like ever.
damn.
That's awesome, Paul.
That's crazy.
Thank you.
You're crazy.
No, this is a good podcast.
Yeah, but don't compliment me.
Yeah, don't say
I don't
nice
deserve
things
that
to
shit.
Josh.
I'm horrible.
He's the worst.
Josh is here.
Josh is the best.
Josh sucks.
No, Josh, don't say that about Josh. My first question is, oh wait, I also have a couple of questions for the two of you to consider. Okay,
Okay.
now it all makes sense. My
Gotcha.
first question is, if you could recast any character from any of the Star Trek series, who would it be and why? And what actor would you choose to recast them with?
Oh my god.
Oh, and what kind of impact would this have on the show?
Oh my god, that's like requires like a thought process.
That's a
I
tough
don't know.
question.
That's really
I
hard.
don't think
I mean,
there was anyone. I don't know. I would probably recast Chakotay as someone who does something.
yeah, that's. But like, would you waste it on that show? Like, it
I
might
would
make the show
recast
better.
Wesley Crusher,
Yes,
as
yes.
someone who doesn't suck.
Yeah, anybody like a homeless child who was working for apple slices would be better than him.
Who's a good like kid actor that would have done an alright job at the time?
River Phoenix.
River Phoenix.
Yeah. He's in that other movie with that dumbass.
Well, the whole idea of Wesley was so that kids would be able to like project them, like boys would be able to
Right.
project themselves on them, and he was supposed to bring in young girls as an audience.
Oh, because he's a heartthrob.
Yeah, so put JTT on there, right? Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
He's a little too young at that point, but I'm thinking of like 80s children.
Oh yeah.
I mean, fuck, dude. You could totally. I mean, fucking Corey Feldman would have been better. Like
they could have put Corey Haim on there, and then his life would have ended up a lot better.
Haim might have been better. Yeah, He was a little older at that point. Maybe.
Fuck. What's the name of the guy from Sliders? He was in Stand By Me.
Sliders. Jerry O'Connell.
Yeah, Jerry O'Connell should have done it.
We named everybody else from Stand By Me that wasn't fucking Will Wheaton.
Everybody
That's
from
what we
Stand By Me that isn't Will Wheaton could be in this show.
Yeah. Fucking even, what's his name? The fucking bad guy.
I don't remember.
Jack Bauer. What's his fucking name? For fuck's sake?
I don't remember.
Oh my god.
But
Kiefer Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland. It's a fucking Venom Snake.
You could have put like a stuffed My Buddy doll in there, and it would have been
worked fine. I think Jerry O'Connell probably would have been my pick though, because Jerry
O'Connell.
He had like a little bit of humor to his acting.
He's like an innocent boy too, you know.
And he was like he grew up to be a much better looking person.
He grew up to be a much better, just overall person from my perspective. Sorry, Will Wheaton. I know we've had our rough times. Together.
Fuck him.
I'm sorry, Will Wheaton. I just don't like everything you've ever done. That as a professional. So
you mean Star Trek: The Next Generation, and then nothing else?
And then, well, I don't like that he's like the king of the nerds. Like that's stupid.
He's not the king of the nerds.
Well, he was.
The guy from the movie Revenge of the Nerds is the king of the nerds.
David Carradine. That's his name, right? He's a Carradine. He's not like.
The guy who plays fucking, I don't know, the guy with the glasses.
Yeah, his last name's Carradine. What the fuck is his first?
He was actually the host of one of those shitty, like, Sci-Fi Channel dork shows.
Oh,
like, King of the Dorks or whatever.
Yeah, he was at the Robert Carradine. He was at Indie PopCon when we were there. He was in the room with us.
Did you kiss him?
No, but people did want to do that, I think.
That's weird. That's real weird.
And Booger was there, too.
Yeah, of course he is. What are they going to do? Question 2. Which episode of M-Class Podcast has been your favorite to record so far, and why?
All of them. Next question.
They are super fucking fun to do. Like, everyone I have a great time.
Yeah, I don't think I have a favorite one, because like they're all just as good. I mean...
I had a really good time during the second episode that Kevin was on.
That was a good one.
I think that one was crazy good. I feel like
that was fun.
When we finally got around to talking about the terrible Star Trek reboot movies, those were really good episodes.
Those were good because I hate them and I love to hate them. Yeah. So.
And they were really fun to just like commiserate and just make fun of those terrible fucking movies.
Well, I'm just glad that somebody else hates them because everyone else seems to like be like, whatever.
There was a guy in your stream earlier who was talking about how they do more good for Star Trek than harm, and I was like,
oh, do they? I don't know about that, but okay.
All that. Any pointers for a novice who happens to be trying to start a podcast himself?
Just have a schedule. You don't really need a schedule. No, I mean, just talk about something you like to talk about. Like that's what I would say.
I would agree that you should have a schedule. Like we don't, but you should.
It's hard. It's hard to keep one.
Look, do as I say, not as I do. Okay?
Yeah. Don't be like us. Be better than us.
Pick a topic that you're really passionate about. And I would say make certain that you have a co-host that is just as passionate as you are.
Yeah.
Don't have more than 3 people on your podcast at a time.
Don't ask me to be on it because I'm busy.
Giving each other time to talk. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing because we just talked over each other, and the last thing you said was, be good about how giving everyone time to talk. It's just really funny. That was just really funny. No, it was really funny. I'm leaving all this shit in. This is staying in.
Some people could pull that off, though. Like, Sidecast does a pretty RA job.
Yeah, I can't. It's hard with, like, more than 3. It's real tough.
Any other hints? You're on, like, 8 podcasts.
Don't wear pants when doing them. Makes you feel better. That's about it. That's all I got.
Stick with it. You're not going to be popular to begin with. Like, we're not popular now, and we've done like 30 some episodes of our podcast.
Yeah. Right.
Will probably never be popular, but
Yay.
do it because you want to do it and have fun doing it.
Yes. That's all that I could say also. That's all.
Make Josh be on your podcast.
I said don't. I'm too busy. I said that already. I said don't ask me to do it. I'm too busy.
He has like 1 million podcasts.
I got fucking shit I gotta do all the time.
Yeah. Apologies if someone has already asked these questions or one similar to them, but thanks for taking the time to read this.
Don't ever apologize for sending an email to us.
No.
That's crazy.
Everyone should send emails. We can't read them all, but we try.
Yeah,
we try.
Thank you for sending the email. Don't apologize.
Our next email is from Poppy.
Poppy?
Poppy.
Like Poppy?
Yeah, Poppy.
Like the seed?
Oi, Trek boys.
Well, Poppy's from Ireland.
I wanted to suffer along with you, so I took notes while I watched the TNG episode.
Ooh.
Here's what I learned. 1, everybody chokes on their line. Was the entire cast baked? If not,
Baked?
why not?
They probably weren't baked. They were probably like think about it. It's like the second episode, right? So like they shoot these in like order, like in weeks, right?
Yeah.
Like every week they would do a new one. So they were probably like, what did we get ourselves into?
Yeah, like,
at
what
this
is
point?
this? Why are we
Yeah.
doing all this?
They probably were like, this might not be a great idea.
There was definitely one person who felt that way, Denise Crosby,
Yeah.
who left the show not too long after.
Whoopsies.
2, is Troy wearing a diaper? Why doesn't she wear the same uniform as everybody else?
Oh, she just had a thing. She just had like a thing about this. Marina Sirtis, right? That's her name?
Yeah.
She was at a con and she talked about this. I would recommend you go watch it. It's on YouTube. Put in like Marina Sirtis like costume or something. She like talks about why they made her wear a different outfit, and it's not very nice. So
Did they make her wear a
'cause she-
different outfit so they could show off her boobies?
yes, she's the hot one.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I figured.
yeah.
She is not wearing a diaper.
No diapers.
From the moment the vaccine aliens beam aboard the X-Men logo, I just couldn't stop repeating, nope, 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 no, 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 nope, 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 nope.
The vaccine alien.
I mean, technically that's what we're supposed to think they are.
Yeah, I guess. I guess.
Really leaning hard on TOS. The music is like super heavy-handed commentary on the action, and they went heavy on the morality too.
That's the 60s, man.
This episode of TNG is worse than any episode of TOS, and I'll fucking
Yeah,
fight
it-
anybody.
Yeah, it might be the worst episode of Star Trek.
It is.
Like, hands down.
I will put my money where my mouth is on this one. This is the worst episode of Star
Yeah.
Trek.
Agreed.
Apparently, this person is a doctor because they get really angry about Dr. Crusher getting all like emotional in this episode.
Well, we'll take your word for it because we don't know shit about doctoring.
No.
I don't know anything about being a doctor, so you got it. You got it, Poppy.
This is like Move Along Home and Amok Time had a baby and circumcised all the homoerotic undertones out, but replaced them with lesbian fantasy porn.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that.
Given the number of uncomfortably weird TNG episodes, I think the writers had some issues. Maybe a lifetime subscription, who can know?
Well, we talk about the writer. She's infamous for this.
Yeah, like, she got away with this twice, the same story, so she definitely has an issue.
She got some pent up issues that she can't find elsewhere.
I got to wondering, can a good director and good actor save a bad script? If
Generally, no. I mean, generally speaking, no. Like, look at movies now. Like, look how shitty, like, writing is in movies now. I mean, I know this is a subjective commentary, but that's all that we do here.
Oh, yeah.
So, look at movies now and who's in them. There are talented very amazing people in these movies that can't save them. Like, look at The Hobbit. They wrote that script like every day. They showed up and wrote it on the fly, and fucking what's his name, Gandalf, like flipped the fuck out. Ian McKellen. Yeah. He's like, I can't do this, and like those movies are terrible, and he's amazing.
I mean, the cast of that movie are all talented actors.
Yeah.
But the writing, I feel
generally
like the directing is actually kind of like Peter Jackson forgot how to direct movies for 3 movies.
I don't think he really wanted to do 3. That's the problem.
No.
I think
he didn't want to do them at all. Like the guy who was supposed to do them quit.
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
Was gonna do it.
Good decision, Guillermo.
Yeah. Would have been cool though. He's good.
I love Guillermo del Toro's movies.
I do too. Hellboy.
Yeah. Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah. I love Pan's Labyrinth.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
If you need me, I'll be jumping sharks in space. Treckly yours, Poppy.
Thanks, Poppy.
Thank you.
Are you really a doctor, Poppy?
Dr. Poppy.
Thanks, Dr. Poppy.
Dr. Poppy Peepo Popo. Our next email is from Greg.
Hi, Greg.
Who says, "Hi, Trek Boys!
Trek Boy!
As a teenager, I remember legitimately enjoying Voyager. I must have been a real cool teen. Now I really enjoy TOS, and Voyager is Voyager.
Yeah.
Have your Trek tastes changed at all? Do you now enjoy a series or character that you didn't previously? Or do you hate one that you used to love? Looking forward to your next collection, whatever it will be. Greg."
I used to like Voyager too when I was a teenager. We're probably the same age. I was in middle school when that show was on, and I remember loving it.
I never liked it.
I think you had to remember that television worked differently then, and that was, I mean, you know, like you're a teenager, like you had to just sit and watch a show, and that was it. Like you didn't get to pick what you wanted. Like
if something wasn't on any of the other channels, like you would end up watching Voyager.
Yeah, it was like Voyager would be on, and then like Friday night you would watch like Hercules and Xena.
Oh yeah,
like,
for sure. I watched the fuck out of those shows.
Yeah, that was fucking like it, right? And like as a 14-year-old or whatever, that's like incredible. You're like, this is great. But I don't like dislike Star Trek more. I won't watch Voyager, but like, I don't know. Like, I love the other ones so much more as I get older. Like, they're so good. So, I don't know. Except for the JJ movies. I hate them every day of my life.
I feel like that changed. Like, I thought the 2009 movie wasn't that bad the first time I watched it.
Well, the first time I watched it, I also thought that too. And then I watched it again, and then I thought about it, and I was like, wait a minute, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Like,
the second time I watched it, I was like, oh god, this is actually really bad.
Yeah, I was like not excited, and I was like, well, okay. And I started thinking like, well, why is this?
TOS has changed for me.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, TOS was this sort of like fun, kitschy thing that I watched and I enjoyed all right, but I thought it was like old and busted, and TNG was the new hotness.
Oh yeah.
And as an adult, like even now, the older I get, the more appreciation I get for TOS and what it did and what it laid out.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people go through that. Like I've talked to a lot of M-Class listeners who are like, you know, before I started listening to M-Class, like I hadn't watched TOS since I was a kid. And I thought it was old and hokey, and I went back and watched it, and you're right. There's all these like great sci-fi concepts that they use that are honestly done really well. Like one
I mean, it was
with TNG.
It was like, yeah, it was coming off of like, I mean, you got like a lot of crazy good science fiction writing going on in the 50s. Like we tend to think of the 50s as like the B movie sci-fi era, but like people were writing stories like Heinlein and shit. They were writing stories that were just like incredible. And like Twilight Zone is like one of my favorite shows ever.
For sure.
And like that shit is like incredible. And Star Trek was like riding that wave, man.
TOS
like,
has a lot in common with Twilight Zone. And I mean, every actor that was on TOS was on an episode of Twilight Zone at a certain point.
Yeah.
They use a lot of those crazy Twilight Zone concepts, and you get a lot of human condition stories out of that.
Yeah.
And a lot of allegory for problems that were going on then that are still going on today. Sometimes they were a little heavy-handed, but I mean, they're still done really well.
Yeah, they're still right. They're still like, yeah.
I don't know if there's anything that I hate now that I used to love, though.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm gaining an appreciation for Enterprise thanks to Josh.
Yeah, I hope so.
Hopefully, like, I'm passing on some appreciation for TOS to him.
Dude, I was watching it the other day, and I was like, yeah. I mean, I used to watch it when I was little, also, but I actually was watching the animated show, and I was like,
I need to start watching.
This is like, I was like, this is like pretty good. I was like, this is actually pretty fucking good.
The animation is like on par with animation of the time,
and the stories are like
great, but the stories are good.
There are way worse cartoons that I loved way more as a kid. You know, like I was watching The Real Ghostbusters the other day, and I love that cartoon, but it's like an 80s cartoon, so it's like stupid.
It's really, the first episode is so painful that I couldn't watch anymore.
I love when Janine is like, I still love you, Egon, because like in the show she like loves him or whatever.
For like no reason.
I mean the movie. Yeah, it's dumb. It's dumb. It's stupid.
Thanks for writing in, though, Greg.
Thank you, Greg.
Our next email is from Cheeto Puffs. Absolutely a real name.
Cheeto Puffs.
Actually, she says, howdy, y'all. My name is Nicole, and I'm a college senior fixing to graduate in May 2018.
We're just going to call you Cheeto Puffs.
All right, Cheeto.
Cheeto Puffs.
Before then, though, I will be presenting a scholarly paper / speech about Star Trek at a local academic conference. Yes,
oh, wow.
Really.
That's awesome!
That is really fucking cool.
That's incredible.
I'm excited. One of the topics I'm going to be discussing is in response to Discovery's openly gay character, who is white and male at the same time. Can't win them all.
Yes. Yeah.
And how that breaks new ground for the series because, in my opinion, the franchise in general doesn't have a good history with LGBT issues.
True.
That segs into asking for your take on 2 episodes of TNG in particular, The Host and The Outcast. I'm interested to hear what you think about them. From a new fan.
The Outcast, I think, is the one with the guy who Crusher falls in love with. Is that right?
The Host. The Host is the
That's
Trill.
the Host. The Host is the Trill. No,
Yeah.
she falls in love with both of them.
Is The Outcast another one with her
Yeah,
falling
he's
in
the guy
love?
who's like hurt. Right?
No,
he gets hurt and
The Outcast is the one where Riker falls in love with the non-binary, like the non-gendered
yes.
Janai.
Right. Okay, so back in the 80s, right? Like you couldn't just have openly gay stories. Like you just couldn't.
Yeah, I mean this is like 91 and
that.
92, so it's like right at the edge of the 80s.
Yeah, things were like shitty then, and like you couldn't like. So you had to make an allegory and a very heavy-handed allegory. You know,
The Outcast
at that.
is very heavy-handed allegory for gender issues.
Yes. Yeah.
The Host gets to the Host catches a lot of flack, rightfully so in a lot of ways. But it's the Trill ends up bonded with a female, and even though we later learn that like you're not allowed to continue parts of your life from before you were bonded with a new host, the new host, the lady, still wants to be with Crusher, but Crusher does not because she's not gay.
Right.
And I understand why that would be a problem for a lot of people, but I mean, it would be the same if like you expected a gay character to be with a man at the end of that, like a gay woman to be with a man at the end of that. Like you can't change who you are.
Right.
I feel like TNG did a whole lot of reverse on an issue. Like, oh well, the issue is like gender, like people don't accept people of like non-binary genders or like people who change their genders or stuff, and this person is from a non-binary culture and wants a gender, like the opposite flip, which doesn't work that great.
No, when I was little though, I remember I very, very much realized that The Outcast was about gay people. Like it's super about that.
Like it's like about that pretty heavily, but it's like people who are like transgender as well. It's very heavily about that.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's, like, a very, like the literal, like, that's kind of literally what it is also. But, like, like Riker questioning, like, well, what is it to love someone? Like, that's very,
absolutely.
like, yeah. So, I don't know. But, like, things back then were, like, I don't want to, like, sound like an old man or anything, but, like, you just couldn't, like, have stories like that because people lived in a different time that was worse.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like, that's a pet peeve of mine, and maybe it shouldn't be, because, like, I understand where people are coming from entirely when they look back at older Star Trek and they're like, oh, well, this Star Trek didn't do enough for LGBT issues, or this Star Trek didn't do enough for, like, race issues.
Right.
But really, in their time and place, these shows were radical.
Right.
And, like,
they weren't ready to confront it like we do now. Like, now we are all ready. I think I can speak for you too, Jeff, to say, like, well, fuck it. Like, just write a story about the thing that you want to talk about, because we're all ready. People back then were not ready for that shit. Like, I mean, people didn't even know, like there. I mean, there's just like an ignorance level you have to cut through.
It's a stepping stone kind of thing,
right?
Though, right? Like, if it wasn't for episodes of TNG and DS9 trying very clumsily and with kid gloves to touch on issues of LGBT, then there wouldn't be an openly gay character in Discovery ever.
Right.
You have to have your stepping stones in order to get there. And I mean, these episodes are clumsy allegory, but at the time, like, as a kid, I learned a lot of life lessons from TNG that I wouldn't have learned otherwise. Like, I wouldn't be anywhere near as, like, open-minded as I am today if I hadn't seen any of these episodes as a kid.
It's the greatest strength of these shows is empathy, which I think is, like, one of, like, they talk about that in Star Trek. Like, they have Vulcan characters say, like, your species has great empathy. Like, you're able to, like, understand things. And, like, they're not talking about, like, the characters in the show. They're talking about the people watching the show.
Yeah.
And they're saying, like, you have great empathy. Try using it and see what happens to the world when you have empathy toward fellow human beings. Like, you'll be surprised. I
feel like it's definitely, like, over time for like an openly gay character to appear in Star Trek.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I mean, really, the time when they should have tackled an openly gay character probably should have been, like, early DS9.
Early DS9, definitely Enterprise.
Yeah, Enterprise and Voyager, like, should have absolutely had openly gay characters.
Voyager, for sure. Like, if you want one thing to make that show, like, a little more interesting, like, at least, like, a better, like, that show needs all the character help it can get.
Oh, for sure.
And having like, having an openly gay character, I think, would have made the show, like, the stories would have been just better, because they're all stuck on that ship together. So, like, I don't know, there's more human stories to be had than there are in that show. So
it became TNG 2.0 with so many, like, recycled, watered down versions of stories from TNG.
They're just flying through the galaxy and seeing
It should have been stories about people and people interacting with people, and having an openly gay character would have been a great way to do that, especially because the Delta Quadrant might not be as, like, accepting of that type of person as the Alpha and Beta Quadrants are.
Well, the Delta Quadrant is, like, fucking, like, backwater Alabama of the galaxy. So,
and you could have seen, like an openly gay character confronting these types of prejudices, who's from a background where they're completely accepted on Earth.
Right.
Because like, we've evolved to the point where, like, we're not fucking Neanderthals about that shit. And we can understand that, like, you know, people are different, and people, like, being gay is just a natural part of life, you know?
Right. There's just going to be gay people because there just are.
And, like, coming from that background and going into this, like, new quadrant where, like, these crazy alien assholes are like, well, that's not natural or whatever. There could be some great stories to be told from that character's point of view. Instead, we got fucking, like, Tom Paris.
Yeah, and you get
Ensign
fucking
Kim.
Ensign Kim. Yeah. Like, make Ensign Kim, make him openly gay, and, like, he has to, like...
There's, like, a whole other set of issues with that, though.
Well, I know, I was gonna say, like, don't make him, like, Asian because like we talked
we've talked
that.
about that before, like the
Yeah.
effeminization of Asian men in media.
Right.
And I mean, I don't think making a character gay makes them effeminate myself.
No,
But I
no,
mean, there are
right.
people who would argue that
There are
or
people
whatever.
who would. Yeah, but like you make that ensign, whoever it is, you make them gay, lesbian or gay, and then not only are they like entering a new world like in television, so to speak, but they're entering a new world in the story, and it allows for like that foundation, I think, to just write really compelling drama, right?
Yeah,
Like
they do a lot of like offhanded, like almost transgender issues type things with Jadzia in DS9.
yeah.
But they also
Yeah.
use her for like this quasi fat like masturbation fuel for nerds episode where she's like
Right.
in love with a woman who used to be a man.
right. Well, she's like free. She's like a hippie.
Yeah.
She's like a space hippie, right?
Like
So she
that
like
episode
runs
is,
around
like,
naked and
so
shit.
fucking like tepid though. It's like
Yeah.
flirtation and like one kiss, and then they're like, actually
Yeah.
no, we can't be together.
Yeah, you watch it now and you're like, all right. Like,
At the time,
yeah.
I'm sure like there was fucking like articles all over like newspapers and the internet, like fucking
Yeah.
like they're eroding the morality of Star Trek or whatever.
Right, whatever.
But like you look back on it now and you're like, after all the stepping stones that were laid out before, that's like the best they could do at the time. But
yeah.
it's unfortunate.
We can do, like,
that it
a
took
whole
so long,
podcast about
right?
this.
But
Yeah.
yeah, we went
Yeah,
off
no.
we went off on a tangent there.
We could totally talk about this like a whole show, which, you know, I would love to, because I think we agree with each other. Like,
Yeah.
it's just I think we talked about it a little bit in the Beyond episode where they have Sulu like meet his husband at Yorktown, and they have their daughter there.
Yeah.
And like how people were like, oh my god. So we talked about that a little bit, and how I was just like, well, yeah, because like, you know, Sulu's gay, I guess. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like,
whatever, Sulu's gay.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
it was weird that like George Takei himself came out and was like, well, this is wrong, you're like ruining Roddenberry's vision or whatever, but like,
Yeah.
how? Why?
It's, and I think I said it then. It's an homage to George, not an homage to Sulu. Like, George Takei is gay.
Yeah.
He's a gay man. Like, it's for him. It's not for Sulu, and I'm fine with
Yeah.
that, because like,
I mean,
whatever.
it's like a different universe or whatever. If like all these characters can look completely and totally fucking different and have different personalities,
Right.
then one of them can be gay.
Right. Maybe Sulu was just always gay when they're talking to in Generations in the beginning when they meet their daughter. Like, maybe
He doesn't talk about his wife.
yeah. Maybe they just know that he was gay. Like they don't care. You know. I like to think of it that way in my head canon, because like I think that's nice, and it
Yeah.
gives me hope for human beings. So
It's in the far-flung future of Star Trek, in the utopian future, everyone can be what they want and no one will try to harm them for it. And that's a beautiful world that I hope we
everyone
get to.
has, everyone has equal rights, and God, fake God, real God, whatever you believe, I hope that is true
Yeah.
someday.
Thanks for that email, though, Nicole.
That was a great email.
I hope
Yes.
that your dissertation goes well. Hopefully you
Yes.
can get that recorded, because I'd love to hear it.
Oh yeah, me too.
Our next email is from Kyle, who says,
Hi, Kyle.
"Greetings, Trek boys."
Hello, Czech gentlemen.
Trek boys.
The Trek boys.
How's your day going? Are your poops solid? I hope you guys are doing well.
Not too solid.
It's not been going well on that front for me, but we'll skip that. I have an M-Class Presents Boston Sean's Pitch It or Ditch It for you guys.
Oh my god.
Dr. Crusher gets a message from the headmaster of Starfleet Academy. Wesley has become dependent on amphetamines in order to deal with his huge workload and faces expulsion.
Oh no, let him expelled. Get him out.
Dr. Crusher reluctantly convinces Picard to journey with her to Earth to speak on Wesley's behalf.
No.
The Traveler
Pass.
is implicated in a drug smuggling operation.
What?
Worf goes undercover to find their supplier.
This is all over the goddamn map right now.
Hold up. Nancy Reagan guest stars as the Academy's guidance counselor on a very special episode.
I do not agree with this just say no agenda you're pushing.
I'm gonna have to ditch it because Wesley's in
Ditch it. I'm gonna...
Gonna have to go ahead and ditch that one.
It's me, Nancy Reagan.
Maybe if we can get a scene of Wesley going, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so
scared. I would watch it just for that.
Additionally, have you guys thought about doing a collection that showcases the different alien species? You could talk about their origins and the best, worst episodes involving them, among other things.
That's a good one, too. Oh, my God.
One Love, Kyle.
One Love. That's a U2 song. It's called One.
We've talked about, I thought that was like One Heart, let's get together and feel alright.
Who's that?
That's Bob Marley.
Bob Marley, yeah. He's better than you two.
Yes, I actually really don't like you two.
I hate this. I don't. We can talk about that.
We're
later.
the same guy.
Yeah, I don't like you two.
We've talked about starting with a Romulan collection. Maybe that's what we'll do next.
Oh yeah, that'd be
pretty cool.
They're assholes.
I love the Romulans.
They're so angry about stuff.
Thanks for the email, Kyle. We got two more here. We got two more.
Okay, dos emails.
Our next email is from Asim, who says, "Howdy, Trek boys.
Hello.
Hey. I'm glad I finally gave in to Josh's persistent pitching of M-Class on Pretend Friends. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
You've been talking about me?"
Yeah, I said, follow my friend and me, Jeff and me.
And also me. I'm in it.
I'm in it too.
Sadly, none of my friends ever got into Star Trek despite my best efforts, so this is extra awesome.
Nice.
Star Trek is sometimes a hard sell. I don't know why, because I love it.
People are reluctant. People are very reluctant, but once they're there, they're like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, this is actually really good.
Yeah.
Anyways, here's some stuff. What's your favorite bridge? For work or pleasure, your choice. I personally prefer the dark tones of the Voyager bridge the most, though TNG is like a really comfy living room.
TNG is too bright. I don't like that much
It does
light.
look like an old lady's living room.
Yeah, I would go TNG if it was the night shift with Data when he turns the lights down low.
Yeah. Or like
I would do that.
The battle bridge on like the alternate dimension version where everything's down like dark.
Yeah, I would do the Enterprise E before I would do TNG because it's darker.
Yeah,
and it's like
too bright, hurts my eyes.
Yeah, the Defiant's like tiny, so I don't know.
I'm gonna have to go with the TOS bridge because it's so fucking like 1960s.
Fucking old ass compasses and shit.
So many fucking like light up switches. It looks amazing.
It's impossible not to, like you just said, like you mentioned it, and I just heard the noises in my head. It's impossible not to hear them.
And also, like, when something dramatic happens, there will be, like, a slit of light that appears over your eyes when you look, like, really menacingly in the distance. Which is super dope.
Good job. Good job, DPs.
You gotta pick one.
Pick one?
Yeah.
Oh god, I don't like the Voyager bridge.
I don't either. It's like a hallway.
The Defiant is like tiny, tiny. I'd go with.
You can pick the E.
I'd go with the E. It's big and it's dark, so that's what I want.
The big dark house.
Like my house is.
What other half characters would you like to see? They seem to be a staple of the series. We have half Vulcan,
half characters,
half Betazoid, half Klingon, maybe a half Tellarite, or a half Vulcan, half Andorian. What would that as antenna look like?
I would love just an Andorian character.
Yeah.
Like you don't get
I would
them.
love a Tellarite. I think that would
Tellarites
be
are
fucking
great.
amazing.
They're in Enterprise and they're awesome.
I've
and the
seen
Andorians
the
are also
with Tellarites in them for Enterprise.
They're like my kind of people, dude. They say what they think. I love
Tellarites love arguing. Arguing is a sport on their planet, and I would love for a captain to be like, Mr. Tellarite down in engineering, I need more power, and him to be like, what the hell do you need more power for?
Yeah. Dude, you gotta watch Enterprise when they meet the Tellarites, because, like, Scott Bakula's great. He, like...
Like, I saw the episode where a Tellarite kidnaps him.
Yeah, no, that one's not as good. When they formally, like,
yeah, I
meet
did see
each
the
other.
one where the two Tellarites come aboard as ambassadors.
Yes.
And I love
And he-
Tellarites, so...
And he's like, oh, you guys smell. And then the guy looks at him, he's like, all right, you're all right, Archer. It's great. It's pretty good.
Tellarites are like space dwarves.
Yeah,
I love
dude,
that.
it's fucking... Yeah, it's fucking J.R.R. Tolkien.
Like, I would absolutely love for a ship to have a Vulcan, an Andorian, and a Tellarite on it.
Yeah, you would think that would happen a lot more.
Yeah, you would imagine. Apparently,
'Cause there's,
the
like, a
founding
shitload of them.
races don't mix ships very often.
That to me seems super weird.
Yeah.
Like, they wouldn't care. They would be like, this is your job.
I mean,
Go
in
do
the
that.
overall story of Star Trek, like, they're on ships together all the time. It's just you don't see
Yeah.
it.
Right, because they don't want to. I know.
Half characters...
I love Andorians.
I feel like half characters function in a similar way to, like, half white characters in things.
Right.
It gives,
right.
like, your white audience an ability to be like, all right, this is a guy.
Empathize.
I'm a racist, but
Right.
this is half guy.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But,
I know exactly what you're saying.
like, so I just want, like, an actual Tellarite or an actual Andorian.
Yeah, I that's the main thing I want. Just give me some Mandalorians.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't
They're
even
great.
had an actual Betazoid besides Loxana, who is an actual
Yeah.
member of Starfleet.
Yeah,
Oh, well.
I don't know, man. I don't know. When we get our own Star Trek series, maybe
One day, we'll get you to play an Andorian, and I'll play a Vulcan.
I'd be a great Andorian.
Uh,
I'm very angry.
Anyway, Boston Sean's Peyote. P-I-O-D-I. Pitch it or ditch it. Peyote.
Peyote. Gotta take some peyote.
Boston Sean's Peyote. I've been watching through DS9 again, so these all take place on DS9.
Nice.
1. B-plot, Barclay visits DS9. And the A-plot immediately falls in love with Kira. Oh,
I don't know. I don't think Barclay could handle
no,
Kira.
he really couldn't. While moping
Yeah.
at the bar, why did I say it that way? While moping at the bar, Quark offers him a deal. Quark will feed Barclay lines through a hidden This is Cyrano de Bergerac, isn't it?
Yeah.
To help him get a date. In return, Quark demands Barclay to make raunchier and raunchier holosuite programs.
They kind of do this one too, where they make the Kira hologram and then they replace it with the Quark's head.
Yeah.
They kind of do
Eventually, things come to a head. We learn a lesson about being yourself, and Barclay sees that there are even more depraved holo addicts than him.
this. I don't know if that's good.
No, that's not a good lesson at all.
I mean, Quark's holo suites are more like before the Federation gets there. They're prostitution suites.
Yeah.
That's what they are. Like, they're like hollow prostitutes.
I don't know.
So
I might have to pitch this one just because I like Barclay so much.
yeah, all right. I mean,
I would love to
love
see
him too.
Barclay interact with the cast of DS9.
Yeah, I would too. I'm
gonna
all
pitch
right,
it.
pitch it.
2, maybe a movie for DS9?
Oh my God! Yes.
A traveler arrives on DS9 and does essentially the same thing to Jake Sisko that he did to Wesley, except Ben is way more pissed than Crusher was. I wonder why. Odo investigates and finds out travelers have been pulling this with other children of important ranked Federation people recently. It turns out that they are
that's-
somehow related to the Prophets, fallen after some 4-dimensional conflict, who tell Sisko they are actually like Terminators traveling into the past, removing important people for history before they grow
Oh
up.
my God! Like what a paw race.
Yeah, maybe throw in some Bajoran religious stuff where they worship the Traveler as some kind of messiah, which makes things extra tough on Sisko.
Oh, I kind of like this.
I actually like this episode a lot.
I kind of like this a lot. Yeah.
I'm gonna super pitch it. I want to actually see
that-
this.
That's great. It does a lot of things for me, like expands on the Bajorans a little bit. I like that. I like this.
It explains what the fuck the Traveler is in a way that makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, anytime you can bring something back like that and make it better, I'm all for that. So.
Oh, and to add to the list, I am pursuing my PhD in artificial intelligence. So no lab work for me, just programming.
All right, Noonien Soong.
We have so many PhD candidates.
Man, our lives are so shitty compared to these people. Fuck.
Keep on making it so. Senior engineer, Assem.
Oh man, if you invent AI, can you make sure that Jeff and I are on the list of do not kill?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
And our loved ones.
Dude, I absolutely love it when people send us emails and have, like, their rank and position on a ship at the end of it.
I love that.
Like,
I love that.
Eric Bogenschutz had junior science officer.
That's incredible.
I think he was on the USS Bozeman, even.
What? No.
Yeah, he had that listed as his ship.
That's crazy.
And I responded back to him that I was the chief of security on the USS Excalibur, which is a little super nerdy joke in that the Excalibur blows up in both TOS and DS9.
Yeah. There's like cursed ass ship names, dude.
Like, it's a little bit of a joke. I'm the chief of security on 2 ships that get blown up. So.
Oh my god.
Our next email, our last email, is from Jenna, aka Unfettered Goddess.
Hello.
A real goddess has emailed us.
Unfettered.
Hi guys. Hi. Just wanted to write in and say how much I appreciate you doing the bad episode collection. You're very funny.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm glad somebody got some enjoyment out of those episodes.
It was super fun to watch how horrible they were. It was great.
I know it must have been horrific. My boyfriend hates Voyager with a passion, and I honestly haven't watched it until now. Yeah. I watched Threshold, and it made my brain hurt.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's not a good one to start with, either, for Voyager. None of them are good.
None of them are really good to start with.
Yeah. I don't know what I would tell people to watch.
You'd have to make a... Dude, I don't know what you'd do with that show. I don't know.
What do you watch to cleanse your mind after this mess? Steve Nemzik suggested Battlestar Galactica, and now I'm hooked on that. Damn it, Steve.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I try to watch, like, when I want to, like, not think. I try to watch... Kevin Cole, friend of the show, said the other day, and I'm gonna give him credit, but also steal his line. He said it's never a bad time to watch B- television, right? Mm-hmm. So when I go to sleep, like I've said before, I usually watch like Futurama or something that I can just mindlessly like listen to. That's what I do when I want to not like think.
I play video games.
Yeah, I can't. I get too addicted to the video games.
I am addicted. Like, I looked at my time in Mario Odyssey because I play it because it's just so fucking cheerful and happy, and like you can just do whatever you want in the game. And I have like 100 and some hours in it now.
Oh yeah, I don't even want to tell you about my Skyrim hours. It's
my Skyrim hours are well above 100 as well. So.
Oh no, I mean I'm
sure you're
I'm
in
not
the thousands.
Oh yeah, I don't even want to tell you.
Me.
I don't even want to tell you. I'd have to look. It's a lot though.
The thing is, like, I feel like I haven't played... Like, I've beaten Odyssey twice. I got 999 of the moons. Like, there's only 999 moons in the game, and I got them.
You got all the moons.
I beat the game 100%, and I still just go back and keep playing it.
You just like it, yeah.
And
no, I think that's how Skyrim is with me. I just want to go in there. I want to live in that world.
Yeah, I'd love to live in the Mario Odyssey world because you just get to go on vacations to a bunch of really fun ass kingdoms. I want to do that.
Yeah.
Dude, I know you probably haven't seen it, but there's a beach kingdom that like I just want to fucking live in forever.
I saw it. I saw that one.
Because it's like
I saw Beach Kingdom.
The water is like carbonated.
Oh, it's like soda water.
Yeah, it fucking sounds great. Anyway, yeah, like, if I'm gonna watch something, it's probably gonna be TNG to cleanse my mind.
Agreed. That's the easiest one to like slip into like a bath.
Oh yeah,
you know,
it's like warm, comforting sheets that you can just pull
It's
around
very-
yourself. And
it's very comforting.
love you guys, and thanks for all the laughs, Jenna,
Thank
aka
you.
Unfettered Goddess.
Thank you very much. It's a great email.
Yeah,
Thank you.
for all the emails, everybody. We really appreciate them.
Yeah, keep sending them emails.
We're keep on sending them emails.
Sending them emails.
We're running out of
My
time.
lawyers are like, stop saying that. You're gonna get sued, kid.
You're gonna get fired from a podcast. Is what's gonna happen?
Oh no! Please, Jeff, don't fire me. I need this.
You know what? If you would like to have your emails read on the air during M-Class emails, then you can send them. You can send all your questions, all your comments, all your love, and all your hate to mclassemail@gmail.com. That's singular. Email.
M-Class email.
Yeah, mclassemail@gmail.com.
There you go.
Eventually,
You didn't.
that might change, but I don't know. I'm lazy.
We didn't do a very good job. Thinking of it.
M-Class podcast was taken.
Yeah, some ass tard took it.
Damn.
Fucking. Who has
I
that?
don't know. Why would you have it?
I don't
Whatever.
know. Maybe they thought of the name before we. I don't know.
I'm thinking that,
man.
like,
Who knows?
I didn't make the email until after we'd already done an episode, and some asshole, like, snatched it up.
Yeah, that might have been it.
Anyway, send us an email there, or you can follow us on Twitter at mclasspodcast.
Yeah.
And we will be announcing our new collection of episodes so that you can watch along and listen along, probably before this episode comes out, and so it'll already be there by the time you go there. Time paradox.
Hey, think about it until your brain explodes.
Don't think about it too hard, especially if you're a robot.
Oh God, yeah. Oh God, they'll die. They hate that shit.
They really do.
Yeah, they
I'd like
do.
to thank everybody who wrote in. I'd like to thank
Yeah.
everybody who listens to our podcasts.
Those were great emails. This was good emails.
I'd like to point out that your boy Josh streams some video games. Why don't you tell people about that?
I stream on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, typically at like 6 o'clock Eastern time on twitch.tv/continue show. I play lots of stupid questy games.
He played
I've been-
Quest 64, the stupidest questy game.
I played Quest 64 and beat it, so I'll do anything for money. Obviously.
Yeah, he will, guys.
Anything.
He plays a lot of really fun games like Legend of Zelda, like Skyrim, like ESO, Star Trek
Yeah.
Online.
I've been playing. I was gonna play STO today, but I figured we would try to get ahead in Secret of Mana remake, and then it took a dump on
That was
me.
a
So
poor decision.
I made the wrong choice.
He also plays
clearly.
Vermintide sometimes with people in the chat.
Yeah, we're gonna try to like get people. I want to think of a thing to do, like a lottery or something to get people in there.
It's probably
with me.
doable.
Make it fair. I don't want
It's probably like a roll of a dice thing, maybe.
Yeah, like a roll. Yeah, I'm sure that there's widgets like that in the Twitch thing.
I haven't streamed anything yet.
Oh my
Maybe one
God.
day. I am open for commissions right now if you would like some art.
Buy his art.
You can hit me up at _Jeff Pennington on Twitter,
Nice.
and I will make artwork for you.
He makes artwork for the show, and I love it.
Yes, I make all the art for the show, all the logos, all everything. So give me your money.
This week we were Catfish, man.
I love it. I love that one so much.
I saw it and I was like, yo. you like nailed the angle, like the camera angle, because
Yeah.
it's like this weird fucking camera angle when they show it.
I don't know what that angle is about, but I was like, I gotta get that. I gotta get it right.
Mwah. It was perfect. I was like, that's perfect.
Buy my art, watch Josh's streams. And
follow us on Twitter.
Follow us on Twitter, send us emails, do all the things that you can do to show you love us, because we love you.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time on M-Class Emails or M-Class Podcast.
Bye.
Bye-bye.